Noob Review.
Hello and welcome to another noobreview.com retro quick look, and today we are looking at the classic Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy.
So this, despite what it says at the top of the screen, you're not actually watching Pokemon Stadium. This is Pokemon Blue.
That's right.
You can see Squirtle there, shows that it's Pokemon Blue. I'm so excited.
This is actually the best thing about Pokemon Stadium, the fact that you can play your Game Boy Pokemon game on the big screen TV with an N64 controller.
Unless you lose the add-on for the bottom of the controller.
Oh yeah, well, if you've got any sense, then you'll guard that with your life. Now, okay, here's a fight for you. Straight away.
Always hated Meowth.
Did you hate Meowth because of the TV show where he talked and he had a really annoying voice?
That, and he kept attacking me when I was trying to get out of some grass once. And I don't like cats either.
Oh.
So, you level 100 Mewtwo, cheater.
That's not cheating, that's pure skill.
No, come on, you used the rare candy cheat. And you know you did.
No, I didn't actually. I'll tell you what I did, and you'll be able to see this in a moment. I basically just played the last challenge over and over again, where you have to fight the 4 greatest Pokemon trainers. And because my Mewtwo was so strong, and I had an ability to let me share out the XP to all of my Pokemon, I just played that over and over again, hundreds of times, to get all of my decent ones up to an acceptable experience level.
You know what? I'm watching this and I'm thinking, nothing's really changed, has it?
What do you mean? In terms of games, they still look like this.
Yeah, they all play the same. Like even the most recent ones look exactly like this. Just a little bit nicer.
they've made the sprites all 3D rather than this is 2D isometric. Well, not even isometric, is it? What is this viewpoint?
Just top down ish.
Kind of really weird angle. It should have been so jarring when you started playing this, but it just worked.
Yeah. It was awesome.
So, a fantastic thing, which you're not doing here, you could actually change the speed at which the game went.
I actually do that in a minute.
You could also use a bike.
Yeah, you could do. And you can also use your Pokemon to travel around. Like, I'll do this in a minute, actually, where you use a flying Pokemon to fly to any point on the map that you've discovered.
That's awesome.
Except when I was recording this, I'd completely forgotten about that ability.
So you are walking to the next town, like a hut?
Yeah, I'm just walking around to see what's there. Like I remembered, oh yeah, you can get is it the cut ability that can cut down trees? So I'll just have a look to see if any of my Pokemon have got it. And spoiler, they haven't.
This is so interesting. You could have cut this from...
No, but now I remembered. Fly. So right, let's go right up to the last level. And we'll do the
here we go.
tournament.
This
Fun
is
fact.
Spoilerville. You go through all of the... So this came out in 1999. If you haven't played Pokemon Blue, what the hell were you doing with your life? This was the game of games.
Fun fact, Pokemon was banned from my school.
Really?
Yeah.
Were people making money from it?
No, just people getting hurt because they were like, trade me your Pokemon. No, alright, then I'm going to hit you. Oh, okay, you can have my Pokemon here.
I made quite a lot of money from Pokemon. Kids in the playground used to bring their games up to me and get me to play a little bit during lunch, and they would give me money because it was a bit they couldn't do.
And that was the
Really?
first taste you've ever had as a pro gamer.
Exactly. I made money. I did it for a profession.
Yeah.
For tuck money.
Yeah, how much money are we talking about here? Like 20p?
Oh no, it was pounds.
Ah,
Couple of quid for 45 minutes work.
That's not bad.
It's not bad when you're 10.
Yeah.
You could have had your own business by now. Oh, I always used to hate bloody Gary, or as you've called him in here, Git.
Git.
Yeah, I hated him as well.
He was such a knob.
Swift there, the move that never misses, which makes no sense. I would really like them to remake this.
Yeah.
And but in 3D.
Yeah.
On a proper console.
I don't know why they've never done it. Surely it just seems like an obvious thing. If they remade it in 3D with the same sort of level of exploration and RPG elements, it would be a massive success. But they've never done it. They just
And
did those
proper
crappy-
violence between the Pokemon, not just where they lean forward and they get a slash across them. I want to see Mewtwo get punched in the face.
I've just had another thought. Why hasn't Pokemon become an esport with like proper commentators and stuff? Because surely it's the ideal thing, because you've all got different strategies, with the different types having weaknesses and strengths. So why hasn't it ever?
Good question. I know the
They
card
should
game
do.
is kind of played professionally, but
Yeah. Odd. Always thought that was odd. Rhydon, oof.
it's alright. I was going to say an offensive word then. He's a wimp. I'll take him out.
He's fat, and in the later games they change his art. So in Gold and Silver they change Rhydon's art to make him look a bit more like the TV series.
Yeah.
And he looks hardcore, whereas he just looked like a fat mess there.
Same with Muck as well. Muck and what's the other one that evolves in? Grimer.
That was
Grimer and
it.
Muck, they look like horrible messes.
So they made. Oh, I loved Gyarados. So hard to get. You had to upgrade or evolve a really crap Pokemon called Magikarp.
That had
Oh,
one move.
it's all coming back to me, all this knowledge. So, the problem I had with the later Pokemon games was the fact that they just, rather than innovating and changing things, they just threw in more and more Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yes, I
So,
agree
Gold and
entirely.
Silver, I could kind of handle. But
Yeah,
then as soon as you
same.
get past that, once you get up to, how many Pokemon are there now? Like 4
300.
million?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the exact amount of Pokemon there are now. 4 million.
I'm
I think-
Googling right now how many Pokemon are
I
there.
think one of the problems as well is that the art style. It's just the way that these newer ones are designed. They're nowhere near as charming or as interesting as this original 150.
Well, 151, because Mew is actually on the cartridge. It's just difficult to get
Oh
to.
yeah, 151.
When they
Thank you for
brought in the
correcting me.
whole dark and shiny Pokemon thing as well, that was just silly, wasn't it?
There are 493 Pokemon.
Fucking hell. Well done, you beat Git, by the way. You're the Pokemon champion.
Of course I am. I've done this like 5,000 times.
And yet, every single time feels like a proper victory.
Yeah. There was a time when I wanted to get every single Pokemon I had up to level 100, but I kind of gave up.
Good old Professor Oak there.
With his buzz cut.
I'm pretty sure he was grooming you throughout the entire game.
He totally was. Quick.
Now to get your real
Now you're the
prize.
champion. Come into this back room with me. I'm going to fill up your Pokédex. It's basically a massive metaphor for slavery.
Ah. Is this before or after you beat the Elite Four?
This is right at the end. This is the very
Yeah.
last thing.
I skipped out most of the Elite Four because they were just really easy and boring to fight.
So how did you get 150 Pokemon without cheating?
I traded with somebody. I was only missing about 2 or 3, and he happened to have them. So I said, "Well, I'll tell you what. You give me those 3, and I'll give you some of my level 100s."
So did you load up an old save for this?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
my
I
old
was
existing save.
expecting you to start again.
There we go, 113 hours.
Bloody hell.
And that is Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy Advance. Game Boy or Game Boy Advance? What was it on? Game Boy.
Thank you for playing. Presented by
Noob Review.